Okay, today we are playing a game on the Temple of Anubis. We are in the gold SR range, and we will be playing about half the game as D.Va and about half the game as Winston. Also, our current team composition is Reinhardt, Winston, Reaper, Tracer, Mercy, and Lucio. So about as unremarkable as it could possibly be, so let's just start the game. So we're attacking Anubis first, which is always really fun and everyone loves doing it. So we're going around the left side, everyone else went around the right side. We want to go the left side, but we just took a big chunk of damage because we got hit by a soldier and his Helix rocket, and then we're walking into the people that are in there while we're only at half HP. And unsurprisingly, we kind of just got shot to death, so patience is key. Especially when playing someone like Winston, who is actually quite soft as far as heroes go. So our Reinhardt's dead over there. And we've jumped in over here, right onto their Reinhardt and Mercy, and now we're like, seeing as we're missing our other tank, maybe we should actually just back out. And we do back out. And we didn't die, but we did just give them a fair bit of ult charge for it as well, so... Now we're waiting for somebody else to come back because they died as well. Here comes D.Va, being really productive, but oh god, we got chunked down again right in the doorway, because Reinhardt took his shield down to start swinging at D.Va as well, right? Because like, oh, you know, there's Reinhardt's shield, put the bubble down, oh no. Reinhardt takes his shield down because he wants to get in on the action, and we just get shot to death, so... We could have walked more into the doorway because just D.Va by herself is not very scary when we're full HP. But also the other side of that is, well, it's not really a great time to take your shield down if you're playing Reinhardt either. So now we're playing D.Va, and just in time to eat this here defense matrix. Yeah, that's exactly what we were doing. We were actually eating Tac Visor with defense matrix, and he was pretty upset about that one. They also had a Bastion, by the way, but he's dead. This is one of the worst D.Va ults in recorded history, because not only would it have been pointless anyway, it landed on the roof. So it was even worse than it already was. So, we're playing on Temple of Anubis, so we've captured the first point, and now we're going to spend 6 minutes grinding on the second point to not get a single tick, and then spoiler warning, the other team's going to do the exact same thing when we switch around. So there's a Pharah back here behind us. We didn't land up there to fight her, and we're calling out that she's back there and that we were eating her rockets, but she's kind of ended up just floating past us, so it's just a shame we didn't land on the roof to shoot at her as well. Well, not the roof, the rim, but we got her in the end. But now two of our team are dead. Well, I was gonna say half, it's basically half our team. We're out of mech, we're pretty fucked. This is pre-patch, so that glitch is still in the game, which is always really fun. You're just walking around as baby D.Va. Then you find out that D.Va's actually a cyborg. And you can't see. Here comes their soldier is drastically not where he should be, but we're only baby D.Va right now, so we don't get to punish him for that one. But now we've got our mech back, so we get to start fighting again. We're a hero again, how about that? We've got most of the way to self-destruct, which is, well, I say most of the way. We're a little over halfway. This is most, by some definitions. But, now we've lost Lucio. It's really hard to push in with any kind of numbers disadvantage at all, so kind of want to wait for Lucio to get back. Reinhardt, trying really hard to get himself killed right now. Why do we use all of our defense matrix? Because I've just now looked at it to realize we're mostly out of defense matrix. Just like let the Reinhardt block it first. Yeah, his shield is low HP, but let him block it first, and then when it breaks, you can start using your defense matrix, because defense matrix is kind of more important than Reinhardt's barrier is, because you can use this to block ultimates, whereas Reinhardt, I mean, he can do that, but not with the same kind of consistency as D.Va. So, Reinhardt was still not standing where we wanted him to be standing, and, well, he ended up getting killed. Tracer's made a great play. Like, she's just killed 3 people by herself. Unfortunately, our whole team's dead right now, so if only Tracer had decided to do that while our team was alive, wouldn't that be incredible? Then we might actually be able to do something. They did just lose 2 people because McCree also shot them. We're baby D.Va right now, so we're kind of trying to build that back up. We got a bit of lag going on, it looks like, because there was a little bit of teleporting around. Now we're going to bully this Reinhardt, but he just got bumped all the way over there. Trying to eat that, but then we got teleported across the map. And because we were trying to block that one, we ended up missing some of the barrage behind us, which is unfortunate, but I mean, if you're gonna block an ultimate, just throw it in there, and, you know, not really the greatest use of it generally, but it at least gets the mercy, so there's that. Reinhardt really sad his Earth Shatter got blocked. Like, we're pretty fucked, because, I don't know if you've noticed, this fight's not really going very well. It's kind of just been us and Reinhardt fighting on the point for a while with a couple of supports. McCree's been in the vicinity, but not exactly doing much except for those first couple kills he got, so... If only Tracer had made that play when we were actually in a better position to capitalize off of it, because we almost did, but unfortunately not quite quickly enough to actually get any progress on the point. If you're playing a hero and you've got your ultimate, you generally don't want to make big plays with it while your team isn't there, because, well, that big play doesn't do a whole lot if your team isn't actually there to benefit from the play. Their soldier keeps standing drastically where he's not allowed to stand, but we as D.Va cannot really do much to punish him for it, so... And now Tracer's dead, and now Mercy's dead, so we don't get to go and push in. And the main problem that we're having this entire game, basically, is we've never got 6 people. So it's really hard for us to actually push in and try to get anything done, because we're always down 1 or 2 people. And that is... often what happens, just like in general, but particularly in low SR, especially on Anubis, where everybody's got a different idea about where they want to go. Some people want to go left, some want to go middle, some want to go right. They just get pushed, just get picked off before we even try. We've come up here to get Pharah off of there, because obviously we don't want her up there. Reinhardt's about to die, and his shield's about to break, so this is really going really well. Trying to walk down the center point doesn't usually work. We're calling out that we want to try and kill this soldier because he's out of position, and we got him. But we just lost Mercy and Reinhardt, so doesn't really even out. And so someone's like, we got two picks, let's go in. Yeah, but they also got 2 picks, so it's not really a great time to go in. And Lucio even used his ultimate, so... It's a very classic thing. Oh, we got a couple picks, go in. But they got a couple picks as well. So, it's not actually beneficial to us in any way, and then we go in and we use some ultimates, and, well, it wasn't really the time to go in. And just like that, we're down to a minute left, and we never actually got a good push going, because we've never actually been all together, except for a couple seconds, whereupon someone goes off from the pack and is immediately killed. This, it's... What can you do? Right, what can you do? So we were... we were planning out this thing with Reinhardt, right? So, just listen. Okay, Reinhardt? 10 minutes later. What? Didn't get the memo. So, you know, we used our ultimate. I'm not a fan of that general setup, and half our team's dead. So we shouldn't still be here. We should be trying to back out. Mercy missed out on the triple res, only resing McCree, so maybe something could have happened, but McCree, you know, he used his ultimate to pick off Zenyatta while half our team is dead, and now McCree's gonna get staggered while we've only got enough time for 1 fight left. You know, I don't think we get back. Do we get back? There's no way we get back. No, we don't get back. We don't get back. Seafara ulting in the distance. No, we don't get back. So, that went really well. As we can see, textbook Temple of Anubis play. We captured the first point within 2 minutes. And then we spent 6 minutes waiting for our team to group up, which they never did. And we never got to even really try for the second point. And there's not that much you can do about that one. Because unless you're going to give your team self-preservation instincts suddenly, what are you going to do? I've gone, like, drastically too far, as we might have noticed right there. Let's back that one up a little bit. So we play Winston for a fair bit of this round, and then we end up changing to D.Va towards the end. I say towards the end, I think like halfway through, actually. I don't remember exactly, but spoiler warning, we're gonna see the exact same thing that just happened, but now from the defending side instead of the attacking side. Yeah. So their soldiers coming in really deep right now, and it still looks like we got a bit of latency going. It looked a bit chunky. 2 of their people are dead right now, and we're bullying around their mercy, so we didn't really have to do anything really there, because 2 of their team ended up getting picked off. But we were also occupying their soldier, who was one of the only people still alive. Now we're gonna get too greedy. Ah, so close, and yet so far. And then we got shot to death by Reaper. Greed is bad. Greed is good when in the correct amount of greed, but that was too much greed, so greed is bad. And that's how it works. Greed is only bad when it doesn't work out. If it works out, greed is good. That's how it works. So we're coming back round. They didn't really notice that our team was missing people, so they didn't really get very much done. And there's somebody up there, so we want to investigate that, but we got shot at, so we kind of hesitated for a second. And it turns out nobody's over here. But, oh, fuck, here's the entire team, including their Reaper. So we want to get out of that situation as quickly as possible, and we did. Now we're coming up here to bully this soldier, and he has fallen right off of the edge, which really sucks for him. Farah choosing to put herself in a confined location. We could have actually tried to kill the Farah right there, because of where she backs up into. It makes it really easy for us to actually kill her. Because she just backs up into there. And like, yeah, we're kind of low. Well, we're at 300 HP. We're about to have Primal Rage. This is also happening, so granted we want to deal with this, but we had a pretty good opportunity to try and kill Farah, so I would have probably gone for her first and then come down here to deal with this. Because Farah is harder to deal with, just generally, than Soldier is. Especially when Soldier's in way too deep. And then Farah ended up ulting, so, I mean, we would have stopped that, but she also didn't do anything with her ultimate, so would it have really made much difference? And now, Mercy's really sad. Oh, she's fucking dead. Zenyatta all by his lonesome over here. We were a little afraid to go on the Zenyatta, because we got Discord on us, and Soldier's using Tac Visor, but then we decided to jump on Soldier instead, while all of those things were still happening, so we had the right idea, but then we just stopped having the right idea and jumped on the Soldier while we had Discord Orb on us. Winston's really soft, just in general, so when you've got Discord Orb on you, it's even worse, and you've got to be pretty careful. Also, you can still kind of get headshot by Soldier when he's using Tac Visor as Winston, because of where his head model rests, so there's that as well. We're pretty fucked right now, because most of our team is dead, and we've arrived just in time to die, also, basically. Reaper's trying to limp away. I think, does Reaper get, like, mad stag? Oh no, Reaper's going back in. Oh no. Granted, Reinhardt's nearby, but not really the recommended play. They're surviving longer than you would expect them to, mind, I guess, so, yeah, whatever. We arrived just in time to be sad about Zenyatta using Transcendence, but Transcendence is gone now, and we've built up Primal Rage, so we get to stall this out for a while. But, as I've already alluded to, we do not hold on to this point. Now Reaper's spinning, and, I think we're just backing up while still swinging our fists as Winston. Just, Primal Raging away from the enemy team. I mean, well, away from the Reaper who's spinning, which is fair enough, but it's still pretty funny to think about, just like, yep, I'll be right over here if anyone needs me. So now we're gonna sit on this point for the next 4 minutes as well, and they're also not gonna get the first tick, because people are bad at Temple of Anubis. I don't have empirical data to back this up, obviously, because I don't work for Blizzard, but I would wager that Anubis probably has the highest ratio of draws of any of the maps, because it's so easy to draw on this map. Even, like, compared to the other 2CP maps, Anubis is just, like, really a bitch, you know? So we've jumped in over here where there's a Reaper and a D.Va, and we kind of just get shot to death. And I believe we changed to D.Va now. We're thinking about it. It was probably the correct idea to change sooner, because they've had a, well, I mean, it was, because they've had a Reaper and a Farah this entire time. Winston is okay against Farah, but he's really bad against Reaper, obviously, whereas D.Va is good against both of these heroes, so Probably should have changed to D.Va. Well, we should have changed to D.Va a long time ago. I want to say probably, because we should have changed to D.Va a while ago. Because, well, we'd be better against more heroes on their team. Which is generally recommended. So we have a Symmetra now, which is really cool. Granted, they have... What are you doing over there? Cat's up to something weird. Granted, they have a Pharah, so Symmetra... So we're trying to bully the Pharah, but then we kind of end up just dumped right in the middle of the enemy team, and we lose our mech for it. We do wanna harass the Pharah as much as possible as D.Va, but at the same time, you have to be careful that you don't dump yourself in the enemy team and get yourself killed, or lose your mech. Losing your mech is, of course, better than getting yourself killed, but they are effectively the same thing. In fact, if we died, we would have been back in our mech sooner, which is preferred. Now, you'll notice that they're having a lot of trouble pushing in right now. They did get in at one point, but Reaper got play of the game, so they ended up not getting much done. We have a shield generator now. I still think the teleporter is better. Even on this point, I still think the teleporter is better. Because it's just, you just reinforce even faster. You cut off like the 3-second period. And I find the 75 HP doesn't usually matter that much. If you also have a Torbjorn, or your team is just, like, naturally really hard to kill, like Reaper or May, something like that, maybe a Soldier, then it just makes you even harder to kill, but I find the teleporter is still just generally better. So Reaper's off over there killing half their team, and we've gotten back just in time to eat this tack visor. This is, of course, a very bad use of company resources, because his entire team is dead right now, so what's he gonna do? Right? And he ends up not doing anything. He does even less than he was hoping to do. Well, he was probably hoping to kill 6 people, but I mean, come on, dude. So he's spinning, and it's generally not recommended to start spinning while right next to a D.Va for that exact reason. Also, his whole team was dead, so of course it didn't go very well anyway. But we just lost our Mercy, but they're missing like half their team right now, so we don't even have to worry about it, because our team reinforces way quicker, because we're on Anubis right now. So yeah, you'll notice that they're doing basically exactly the same thing we did on attack, but now we get to see it from the defender's perspective. And we really haven't had to do very much, have we? It's been honestly pretty easy money this entire time. We've eaten some ultimates. It's kind of it, really, you know. Oh, look, we're eating another ultimate. Pharah is always the saddest one, because she's just in the air. Like, oh god, why is life so difficult? So, we used our ult, which was a fine use of the ultimate. I would have probably done the same thing. But, we end up getting killed by Tack Visor as a result. But also, that was a bad use of Tack Visor. Well, they have to try at this point, because they are out of time regardless, so yeah, we didn't really have to do anything. We tried to countercharge the Reinhardt as D.Va, and that doesn't quite work out, but then their Reinhardt charged him anyway, so they earth-shattered him, actually, didn't they? My bad. I mean, same thing accomplished, but the earth-shatter probably makes him feel worse. And so, the moral of today's story, because, I mean, we didn't really have to do anything this game. The moral of today's story is, this is why staggering and getting picked off constantly is bad, because, well, we never got to really do anything, because like, here's Tracer making the play, but like, look at everyone's fucking dead. What's gonna happen? So the moral of today's story is, that's a lot. The moral of today's story is, getting picked off is bad, because when you're, attacking, if you're down even one person, you don't really get to do anything, because it's too hard to push, because you have to push into them, which is already difficult to do, but then you have to push into them at a numbers disadvantage, and even just the disadvantage of one person when you're pushing into them is really, really bad. What are you doing over there? Fucking cats, man. Just a numbers disadvantage of one when attacking is really, really bad. And we were always at least one person down. And then they were always at least one person down. Except for the one time they got in, but then Reaper span on 5 people and he killed them all anyway. Isn't it funny how, I was gonna say, isn't it funny how, but then I realized there was no really elegant way to put it after that, so good job, me. Yeah, the moral of today's story is, well, if your team's gonna fuck around and get picked off constantly, what can you do? And, I don't think there's really very much we could have done better, except for not be greedy the few times we were greedy in this game, basically. Like, right at the start as Winston, and then right at the start as Winston the second time as well. But on defense. We could have also changed to D.Va a lot sooner, and that would have been better, because D.Va's better against their team overall, but we were probably pretty fucked regardless, because, yeah, sometimes you're just fucked. So, thank you very much for watching if you did. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer, and I hope you found the video helpful, or at least, funny, because, in a tragic kind of way.